Hey YouTube, how's it going? VenomMan20 here tonight, and tonight we're going to take a look at what's inside this box. I have a couple little rattlesnakes that, if everything went well, are still in here. These are kind of rare. This is not something that you're going to see every day, because these aren't commonly kept inside the pet trade because they're a little tricky. So anyway, let's go ahead and see if they're still where they belong and get these guys set up. So I already went ahead and got all the screws out of the box, as I had already out in the intro. Took a little while because I didn't have a drill on me. But since this is venomous, I'm not just going to reach my hands in there. I've never had one get loose on the transit, but it's always possible. I say that and then I reach my hand in there, but I can see pretty far down, and I know these guys are pretty small. So, as you can see, box is empty, wooden box. This is actually the old way of shipping venomous reptiles. Back nowadays, you can actually use like a Rubbermaid container, which is actually a lot better in my opinion, because they're a lot less likely to break. But we have this box here, which hopefully has a couple little rattlesnakes in it, which are going to be pretty awesome. This, when I started keeping venomous reptiles, this was the one that I wanted to get first and foremost. This is what I wanted to be my first venomous reptile. As you can see, it has some packing foam there to keep them warm or cool. It's either a hot pack or a cold pack, just helps thermoregulate everything. A little bit of newspaper. Oh sweet, they are tiny. Oh man, I've never seen one this small. This is awesome. So check this out. This right here is Crotalus silus. So it's Crotalus willardi silus. So this is a subspecies from willardi willardi, which is the dominant species. There's actually I shouldn't say 5 subspecies. There's 4 subspecies and then the dominant. So altogether there's 5. But these guys are awesome. Let's go and get some close-ups of these guys. These guys are so cute. So, like I said, these are not commonly kept inside the pet trade. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, they're pretty expensive because they're pretty rare, because they have a pretty isolated range for the most part. They have a relatively small range. So each one of these subspecies actually comes from a different mountain range, is how they categorize them up. And there's some differences. I mean, you can definitely tell the differences. But there's some of them, like Crotalus willardi, I do believe it's Ascaris, which is an endangered species. That's one that you can't touch with a 10-foot pole. I've never seen one. I've seen pictures, but I don't really know. Like if I seen one in the field, I don't even know that I could pick it up out of a lineup. Sorry about that, guy. These are cute. So these are what they call a montane rattlesnake, which in my opinion just means tiny little rattlesnake that lives up inside the mountains. These guys actually like it relatively cold. You think rattlesnake, you think hot. But these guys are at such a high elevation that it's actually relatively cool. They need to cycle a lot like a timber rattlesnake or whatever. And from my understanding, so a female will get pregnant from the male. Watch my finger, little guy. And she will actually hold the babies. They will gestate, I should say. It will be inside of her, forming all winter, which is pretty awesome. And so her whole gestation period, I think, takes like 9 months. So it actually takes quite a while. But these guys are so cute. They don't have a lot of pattern to them at this size. But one really hard part about keeping these guys is the fact that a lot of people think, well, they're lizard eaters, and they are. So you think, oh, I could totally get them started on lizards. Well, it's not. Don't try to bite my finger. I'm trying to zoom in on you. It's not necessarily the case. Some of them actually eat little like centipedes and stuff. So trying to get them started in captivity can be very tricky. But this guy is so adorable. I don't want to forget his friend. Let's check him out. He's got a little stripe right on his butt, just a little stripe on his tail. And he don't have a rattle formed yet. He can't even make any noise. So in theory, if all went well, we have a pair here. That's not guaranteed. I mean, at this size, it'd be very hard to sex. which normally you can just look at them if you have enough experience with the little montane rattlesnakes, and you can actually see the fatter tail in the male, fatter and longer, and then of course the female has a skinnier, shorter tail. But these are very cool. Super excited to get these. So breeding them can be very tough, and it's not necessarily tough. You put them together, they're little rattlesnakes. They will try to make babies, and they will normally succeed making babies. But even like trying to keep the female at the right temperatures and trying to keep it, it's almost impossible to get them to take. They just, sometimes the female will get bound up. See, these are live bears, just like all rattlesnakes that I know of. But they can still get bound up, just like an egg-laying snake, and pass away, which is a real shame. Because you don't want to lose such an awesome little critter. Sorry about the jump cut there. My other camera's acting funny. So I had to get that taken care of. Hey, little guy. Man, this little guy's got a little stripe on his tail, too. You are so cute. So these guys are tiny. Full grown. These guys are like max 2 foot. And I mean, that's big. I mean, these guys could live inside a 10-gallon aquarium their entire life and like be totally fine with it. It's just, they don't require a lot of space. But they are food aggressive. For a little snake that's almost impossible to get to eat, these guys can be so grumpy. What's up, bud? You have a cute little butt on you. Even though you don't have a rattle yet, you are adorable. You want your 15 seconds of fame? I'll put you over there by the camera. There you go. Well, you got to stay on the camera in order for it to be eventful. People got to see what you look like. So cute. Look at them. But the reason I wanted these as one of my first venomous snakes, the reason I went out and I'm like, man, I'd really like to have some of these, is the fact that they're just like pretty much every other rattlesnake, you know. In theory, pretty much every rattlesnake out there, it takes about 100 meg of venom to kill you. Well, these guys staying so small, I don't know that there's ever been a fatal death, or a fatal bite, I should say. A fatal death, that sounds pretty stupid. Don't know if there's ever been a fatal bite from these. I don't believe that there has. It's just such a small venom yield. Now, if you get bit, you're going to want to die. But it doesn't mean that you're going to. So, some of these are, as these mature, they get a little bit redder. They have, or at least the Willardi do. I'm not real familiar with the Silas. I've taken care of them, but I honestly get confused between the Silas and the Willardi, and I like them. They're cool. They're neat. You're so mad. Why are you so angry? What are you doing? Huh? You're so cool. Well, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I want to set these guys up and set this giant aquarium for them. I mean, these are huge. You take the nail out. That's the lock. It works just as long as you ain't got little kids or other people messing around. You break the latch off. The reason you break the latch off is undoing that latch up here by the screen, pretty dangerous for your thumb if you like your thumbs. And just plop them down in. I got to get them water dishes. That's a huge cage for you. They don't need, compared to other montane rattlesnakes, they do enjoy humidity, but they don't require very much humidity, hence the screen. A lot of people say do not keep venomous in screens, and I agree, don't keep venomous in screens. But there's some venomous you just have to. Saul-scale vipers, Russell's vipers really should have a lot of ventilation. A lot of your little rattlesnakes, because they have to get rid of that humidity. You don't want a humidity buildup. It's just horrible on them. I would agree with like your sand boas and stuff like that. The humidity buildup is not good on them. They won't live long term like that. So for the little montanes, these guys need the screen. I think it's very healthy also to keep UV light on them. And you'd be like, it's a snake, you don't need UV light. These guys experience like 10 times the UV that I would living on the East Coast or back home in Missouri. You know, there's not, it's just, there's so much UV up there on that mountain, there's really nothing blocking it. So these guys sit out into the sun and warm up, and being that high elevation, you know, they really need the heat from the sun, because it is pretty cool up there. You want to close up? What's up, little guy? So as you know, this is called the ridge nose. they have a little ridge right up on top of their nose, little pig nose, which is pretty adorable. You guys look good. You got good weight to you. Oh, he just rattled his tail. I don't know if I can catch it on camera. He's rattling. Oh, see that little twitch? See that little butt? Twerk? You just twerked? You just twerked. What are you doing? Hmm? For a rattlesnake, you gotta admit they do ride a hook pretty well. It's impressive, isn't it? Yeah, you sure are cute. Just want to hold you and play with you. But that'd be a bad idea. Oh, but anyway, I like these guys. If you want to see more rattlesnake videos, I can do 100 more rattlesnake videos. I have plenty of rattlesnakes to film. I mean, it's whatever you guys want to see. If you want to see more viper videos, I can do more viper videos, arboreal vipers. If you want more cobra videos, I can do more cobra videos. Someone the other day in the comments said they wanted to see croc videos. I'll work on the croc videos. That's hard. Crocs this time of year are just a nightmare. I mean, trying to get everybody in because it's cooling down. It's just a lot of work. So I just try to stay away from those and just, you know, let them chill on my days off and try to film some venomous snakes. If you guys want lizards, I can do Gila's beadeds. I can do some skinks. Really anything you want to see. So just let me know down in the comments what you want. Here recently, I've been going through my Instagram and it's been really boring. There hasn't been a lot of awesome reptile pictures posted. So if you guys have reptiles, post cool reptile pictures on your Instagram, go ahead in the comments. Leave a link to your Instagram. I'll go over and follow it, like at least the first 10, 15, maybe 20 people. I'll do this again here a little bit farther into the future. Like I said, let me know what kind of videos you want to see. If you want to see Bushmaster videos or whatever, I'll try to film whatever you guys want. Spider videos, I'll even do that. That's cool. I'm not real great with spiders, but I mean, I could show you mine. I mean, you've kind of seen them before, but I can show you some more that I have. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed these little tiny rattlesnakes. Don't forget to subscribe. Got some real big updates coming here real soon. And hit me up on Instagram. Y'all have a great night.